Are you guys ready to learn about butthole temperatures? Michael. I found that one of the best ways to like find some of these papers is to look at what's been nominated for an Ig Nobel Prize. So this won an Ig Nobel in 2019, even though it was written in 2007, which is fine. It is kind of hard to find papers like this just because like lots of them aren't popular, right? For reasons. If you have found scuffed papers yourself that are kind of like crazy, right? Be sure to submit them in the Discord. I do have a hard time finding this shit. Welcome to thermal asymmetry of the human scrotum. This is science that needs to be answered, dude. Scrotal temperatures in men have been reported to be either similar on both sides or higher on the left than the right. We aim to clarify this discrepancy from new data. Retrospective analyses of scrotal temperatures in men aged 20 to 52 years measured every 2 minutes with probes connected to a data collector. In experiment 1, 8 men have been submitted to 4 successive body positions for 15 minutes each, first naked, then clothed. Experiment 2 involves 11 postal employees working in a standing position for 90 minutes continuously. What did the postal workers do? Experiment 3 involved 11 bus drivers and a 90-minute period of continuous driving. Outcome parameters were left and right scrotal temperatures. Results. In experiment 1, mean values and kinetics of scrotal temperature differed significantly in the naked and clothed state. In all 3 experiments, left scrotal temperature in the closed state was higher than right scrotal temperature.
Yeah, Mr. White.
In terms of mean values and temperature kinetics. Again, this is just a reminder that 11 postal employees is not a lot of people. That's a very small data set. Yeah, this is 2 students, and they were from France. So you can blame the French for this one. Conclusion, lack of thermal symmetry was seen in the right and left scrotum, whether naked or clothed, and applied regardless of position or activity when clothed. This thermal difference between right and left scrotum can contribute to asymmetry in the male external genital organs. I don't know why it's always 11. It's 11 bus drivers, or 11 postal employees, or 8 men. Scrotal temperature, assessed by a single measurement in fecund or fertile men, has been reported to be identical on both right and left when measured with a mercury thermometer. This is mostly about fertility because temperature does actually affect sperm count. I don't think they had cute girls taking anyone's temperature. I do believe, actually, we don't know the gender of the people doing this. It's Bengudifa and Musette. Measurement of scrotal temperature using a continuous recording system was first performed in 1990 and has since been applied in several studies. In a recent study, the same authors found the mean scrotal temperature is significantly higher on the left than on the right. They must have measured if they were fertile, right? I feel like that would be kind of important. I want to point out the disparity between what they're doing with dudes versus what they're doing with women. With women, it's like, do their breasts look good? And are women with endometriosis hot? And do they experience estrus? Whereas dudes are like, but how hot are their scrotums? I have a feeling that the science here actually isn't bad, which is like the worst part about this. They had 50 male volunteers without a history of infertility and with a normal clinical examination well clothed. So thus, the issue of a potential difference in temperature between right and left scrotum in fecund or fertile men was raised. It brought into question whether measurements performed on one side of the scrotum only, or even at the level of the septum, are valid, as these measurements are based on a functional equivalence of right and left hemiscrotum. I have never heard that term in my fucking life. Hemiscrotum. They had this approved by an ethics committee, which is good. This is what shows up when I look for that. Yeah. So they're just kind of tip-tapping their scrotum a little bit. They're just a little tip-tip. I thought they used one with like patches. Is this sounding? I don't want to. Probes were connected to a data collector slipped into a leather case that is either hung on the trouser belt or slung from a shoulder strap. Using transparent tape, probes were attached to the skin at the anterior aspect of each hemiscrotum. So these dudes had people tape shit to their scrotum for science. So I guess the good thing is like all these dudes got like their junk examined. You know, that's good. You can have varicose veins in your ball sack. That sounds really unfortunate. So experiment 1, 8 fertile, having fathered at least, so they all had at least 1 child. In the first experiment, it was 8 guys. That's not a lot of people. I want to again, so I'm teaching you guys how to read papers. Something really important in research is the amount of subjects involved. This is an N of 8. 8 men were tested here. That is not a lot of people, right? It's hard to say if something is super significant when you have a really small data set. The more people you have, the more legit it is. Now, we are talking about ball temperature, so whether or not this is accurate might not matter. Yeah, they had to, I guess they did have to convince 8 dudes to do this. Their mean age was 36.6 years, range 20 to 48. 4 successive body positions were maintained in the same room. Supine, standing, seated with legs apart at an angle of 70 degrees, and seated with legs crossed. Each position was held for 15 minutes. All probes were placed with the men naked and standing. Jesus, this must have been one awkward study, dude. Did they get paid for this? All probes were placed with men naked and standing. After 3 to 5 minutes acclimation in the supine position, recording was started for 4 positions in the naked state. Oh my god, they had to do this all while naked?
But Bomb, 8 men is 16 balls, which basically doubles your sample size.
How that works, Cole. Now Jacko pose so we can measure the temp. I'm just thinking about these dudes like standing naked with probes on their f***ing sack. What an awkward thing to study. This is the point where I start to lose the plot, because that's in a lab setting with a bunch of random dudes. Now, for some reason, and I'm pretty sure this is why it won an Ig Nobel Prize, they very specifically focused on postal workers and bus drivers. 11 employees at a postal sorting office were selected for inclusion in this study because their working pattern consisted of 90 consecutive minutes in a standing position, preceded by about 10 minutes walking. This work was to sort mail, a maximum weight 5 kilograms, into pigeonholes, which principally involved short periods of movement inside a large room. Their mean age was 36.7 years, range 26 to 45. 7 men were fertile, having fathered at least 1 child, and 4 were fecund, without any history of reproductive pathology and no desire for children. A medical history was taken, a clinical examination performed, and probes and data collector put into position in the hour preceding the start of work. Oh my fucking god, these poor dudes. So you have like a day of work ahead of you, and you're just like, yeah, just strap some probes on, man. And then you have to work. Does it say what they gave him? And then finally, experiment 3. This experiment included 11 bus drivers selected because their working pattern consisted of driving continuously for 90 minutes, sitting, preceded by walking for 10 to 15. Their mean age was 37.8, range 28 to 52. 8 men were fertile and 3 were fecund. Data were not recovered at the end, of the work period. So again, they did this all fucking day. Oh my I don't want to read the sentence, dude. A significant difference in temperature could be observed between the right and left scrotum in a clothed state, with a mean or standard deviation for the right scrotum of 38 degrees Celsius. That was lower than the left, 34.56. This difference was equally significant in the naked state, but the value for the right scrotum was higher. How do you write this fucking paper, man? How many times is the word scrotum said? Oh, wow, look at the scrotum graph. The kinetics of scrotal temperature differed significantly between right and left scrotum in postmen and bus drivers. Huh. These graphs aren't even that bad. It's just like the primary problem here is that whether or not someone was fertile was determined whether or not they had kids. Also, that like the sample size is really small. But besides that, this isn't like entirely bad. I'm assuming this is fertility research. It's just so weird. The one thing I cannot stop thinking about is just how weird the study had to be to do. From a practical point of view, it would appear necessary in the present state of knowledge to measure right and left scrotal temperature in all experimental or epidemiological studies dealing with relationship between scrotal temperature and spermatogenesis or fertility. Yeah, so again, it's all about fertility. Let's talk about why laptops kill babies. I think that's pretty well known, though. It's literally just, it makes your nuts hot. It makes sperm dies at certain high temperatures. It's why your nuts are outside of your body to keep it cooler than like your actual body temperature, right? Some people use it as a form of contraception, where you literally just put your balls in a bulk. I listened to a whole podcast about this. Don't ask me why. Let me find this podcast. I think it was understood. Yes, this underwear prevented pregnancy for 11 years. A tweet storm about men's role in pregnancy leads Regina to find a man who spent over a decade suppressing his sperm count with a piece of yarn. I'm gonna open this up. This is a case study in the Journal of Internal Medicine. I hope you enjoy. Case report: termination of intractable hiccups with digital rectal massage. A 6-year-old man with acute pancreatitis developed persistent hiccups after insertion of a nasogastric tube. Removal of the latter did not terminate the hiccups, which had also been treated with different drugs, and several maneuvers were attempted with no success. Digital rectal massage was then performed, resulting in abrupt cessation of the hiccups. Recurrence of the hiccups occurred several hours later, and again, they were terminated immediately with digital rectal massage. No other reoccurrences were observed. This is the second reported case associating cessation of incurable hiccups with digital rectal massage. We suggest that this maneuver should be considered in cases of intractable hiccups before proceeding with pharmacological agents. 60-year-old man. Can you imagine you can't stop hiccuping and all of a sudden they're like, okay, we need to put a finger up your ass. I'm so sorry. Just put a thumb in it. Oh my fucking God. And this is from it's from 1990. This is older than I am. This paper's older than I am. I'm so sorry, chat. I know this makes some of you feel old. I'm very sorry. I was born 6 years later. Digital rectal massage employed for the treatment of intractable hiccups have been reported previously only once by Fessmeyer. What inspired this dude to stick a finger up someone's ass? A 60-year-old man was hospitalized for acute pancreatitis accompanied by epigastric pain, nausea, and vomiting. He had no history of gallstones, peptic ulcer, alcohol intake, or hyperlipidemia. He denied cigarette smoking and the use of any prescription physical examination on presentation, revealed an apparently healthy muscular man. Blood pressure was that, pulse 72 beats per minute, and temperature of 37.5 degrees Celsius. The lungs were clear to osculation, and cardiac examination was normal. Examination of the abdomen revealed moderate epigastric tenderness with no masses or hepatosplenomegaly. Interesting. So literally it's 2 pages being like, yeah, we stuck our finger up his ass and he stopped hiccuping. Bro was nervous. Insertion of a nasogastric tube on admission was not well tolerated and was accompanied by the development of hiccups. The nasogastric tube was taken out, but the hiccups continued. Swallowing of a teaspoon of granulated sugar, stimulation of the posterior pharynx with a nasal catheter, Valsalva maneuver, carotid sinus massage, and digital eyeball pressure were performed but with no success to terminate the hiccups. The patient was treated with different drugs including metoclopramide, diazepam, and haloperidol in therapeutic doses, all without improvement. After 2 days with intractable hiccups, rectal examination, including digital rectal massage, was performed, resulting in abrupt cessation of the hiccups. The patient remained free of the symptom for several hours, and the hiccups reoccurred with the same previous intensity. Digital rectal massage was attempted again using a slow, continuous circumferential motion, and the hiccups were terminated again immediately. Circumferential motion? They twirled it. They went round and round, chat. They went around the circumference. No fucking way. What do we do with this information, chat? Guy hiccuped for 2 days straight, and then they stuck a finger up his ass and started diddling it. And then he got better. Wait, let me see if... Hold up. Let's see. The first-line therapy for the treatment of hiccups is physical therapy, including respiratory maneuvers, holding of breath, putting a cold compress on the face, carotid massage, Valsalva maneuvers, induced vomiting, and digital rectal massage. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed Scuffed Science Sunday, because I have nothing to add here. I think digital refers to finger, right? Digital, I'm pretty sure means digit. Oh, no. They were not hooking Arduino up to someone's asshole. They were using their fingers.